live at 85. This is the no jive zone. No jive. Busy as a beehive. This is a lawyer working on a Saturday, June 18th, 22. Oh, we've got a topic today that's going to bolt you to your seats. Some of you will be so mad that you'll want to get up off those seats. But in any case, this is Lawyer Jim for Jesus. Who is he? That's not a first name and a last name combo. I'm Jim. James Elsman. Elsman. I don't know why everybody goes to these nicknames. Lawyer Jim for Jesus. I guess it's phonetic. Jim for Jesus. And I am a lawyer, member of the Michigan Bar. I practiced law for, you won't believe this, 60 years. I mean, I essentially tell everybody, don't believe anything you hear or see. All week long as a lawyer, I preach that. But I'm asking you to believe that I've been a lawyer for 60 years, active. Lawsuits here, lawsuits there. Well, it's going to be an exciting message. So let's give my vitals and get on with it. My law office address, 725 South Adams, Suite 182, Birmingham, Michigan, not Alabama. If you send me hate mail, get the right state, 48009. My email address, elsmanlawfirm@aol.com. My phone, 248-766-5184. It's Saturday. You got to give me a break on my syntax. No, I'm not talking about taxes. I'm talking about spelling, pronunciation, syntax. Look it up. Syntax. Yeah, I'm a cantankerous curmudgeon. I'm 85. And believe it or not, I've got a wife. I've only had one wife. Janice Wilczewski Elsman, formerly a psychologist, clinical, until she retired to take care of her little hubby, me. We have 2 children, 6 grand. All grandparents will know what that means. 6 grand. They are grand. Yeah. You don't have to do any diaper stuff. You just enjoy them. Although some of your estate might well go to them if your kids, your direct children. Oh, it's Father's Day. I just remembered. Tomorrow. Yeah, presents are already arriving. I'm treated like some great king. It's not a biblical day. I think it's created by the commercial interests. And also this weekend, Juneteenth, I got to figure that one out. This has something to do with the emancipation of the blacks. But I don't know if I get Monday off. I'll be down here anyway to my office. I don't know why I say down. I could say up. Except it sounds like drudgery to come in sometimes. Okay, that's the story. You got my CV, my curriculum vitae, resume. You don't need a picture in there. You've got me right in front of you. This is my law office. It's been a little bit hot. And next week it's going up to 95 in Michigan. We're known as a northern state. I can drive south from here. I didn't make a mistake. I said south. I can drive south into Canada, Windsor, Canada. Windsor, Windsor. You'd have to look at a map to figure it out. If you can prove me a liar, I'll give you $500. I drive south into Canada. Right. I'm trying to establish my bona fides, as lawyers say, my good faith, my honesty. Some say you can't do that. You're a lawyer. You get paid to lie. No. If we lied, we lose our license. We killed the truth a little bit for our side of the argument. Are you ready for the topic? It's jealousy. Jealousy. And I'm coming straight from my heart to make a confession. Clearly, I'm a preacher of the gospel, but I'm jealous of my brothers and sisters. Sometimes I say sisters because I don't like women preachers generally. There's one good one, Cindy Smock. But St. Paul said he didn't permit a woman to preach or have authority over men. In this day, that is out of step. But let's not depart from the message. One guy I'm particularly jealous of, and remember, I'm confessing, James Weber. Yeah, he's a guy far away from me. He introduced me to the StreamYard stuff. So now I had to spend a lot of money just to set up. You got video, you got sound, audio. He got me into it, and I'm blaming him. And he's already established a ministry of maybe 50 years with fancy videos and interviews. I got nothing like that. Oh, I've done a few things. I once even had Weber on a TV interview. I forgot about that. I shouldn't be so jealous. But it's scriptural. Yeah? You say. You don't believe that? That fellow Christians can be jealous? Go to James. No, I didn't write it. I did not write it. Neither did James Weber. 4th chapter. Go down to the 5th verse. Actually, I like the verse before it. Anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God. Wow. Think about that slowly. And then the 5th verse. Or do you think Scripture says without reason that the Spirit he caused to live in us envies intensely That's what jealousy is. You envy another person. Envy. The spirit he caused to live in us. In other words, God's at fault. And I think that's true. These preachers, they compete with each other. Does Joel Osteen go out of his way to compliment T.D. Jakes? No. Or Billy Graham or Franklin Graham? No. Joel doesn't stand up in the pulpit to say that he loves other brethren. He's just preaching happy, feel good. And a lot of people watch him on television, don't they? But this James Weber, he started as a bar brawler. He started as an illiterate. I mean, I went to Harvard. I went to law school at Michigan. I was the highest paid in my law school class. Got a job with big-time Chrysler Corporation right out of law school. And this illiterate James Weber, he's already written 10 books, 11, 12. He's still writing. Even if he self-publishes, he's got them out for his grandchildren to read. I mean, they'll never forget him. What have I got? No publications. Sure, I got lawyer briefs. Who needs them? I can't take them in the casket with me. I can't leave them to my grandchildren. That's just one preacher that I know, and I'm jealous of him. I envy, according to that scripture I read you from James, the book of James. How about Dennis Agajanian? You say, hey, are we in Armenia? Yerevan, the capital? No. I mean, I could talk to you about Nagorno-Karabakh. I know a lot about Armenia, Soviet Armenia. I was a Russian student and a Chinese student. But this Agajanian, he's hobnobbing with Franklin Graham. That's about as high as you can go. He's just not a social friend. He's a motorcycle friend. They go motorcycling together. They just got back from Rio, the Copacabana beach. It just gets my ire up. I don't know what ire is, but it has nothing to do with the eyes. He's won country music singer of the year, personality of the year, maybe 10 times down in Nashville. Everybody loves him. They're not afraid of him just because he weighs 280 pounds, wears a black cowboy hat, and can play the guitar better than Van Halen. How many of you know Van Halen? Well, if you're a younger generation, you do. And David Lee Roth, who's in his band. I'm jealous. What about Bobby Bible? He's pretty famous amongst we preachers. He knows a lot about the Bible. He knows Noah's sons. He can take you through Shem, Ham, and Japheth. He can take you through the 12 tribes by name. He lives like a Jew, and he claims to be partially a Jew, because his father was an Engel. Marx and Engel, remember? I mean, this guy is Mr. Big Think. He wants to rewrite the whole Bible so that all Trinity names are solid capped. That's how big he is. I don't know if he's going to do it, but he's working on it. He's working on a lot of things. He celebrates the Sabbath differently than I do. He thinks the Jews know how to celebrate the Sabbath. Well, they do. The Christians have been mistaken for many years. They celebrate it on Sunday. The Jews start on Friday night. Shabbat Shalom. I have Jews in my office here on every Friday. They come to bless me, teach me Torah. I call them Chabad Jews. Chabad. Chabad. How about Ruben Israel Chavez? Yeah, you guessed it. He's Mexican. But half of California is Mexican, and that's where he lives. But he doesn't stay home much. He's always on a plane. And he's got a vast network of assistants that'll meet him anytime to preach against something. No, he doesn't preach much for. He goes to Mardi Gras, attacks verbally all those sinners gathered to party just before they have to fast. Attacks the Catholic Church wherein he grew up. I've seen pictures of his parents. Humble little Mexican people, but not Ruben Israel Chavez. I'm jealous of him. He knows how to get a lot of police protection when he preaches. Oh my goodness. A great man of God. A great man of God. I could go on and on about these people, but I'm jealous of them. And I read you the James scripture. It says that preachers will be jealous of each other. That's the way I read it. Now, I realize that lines in the Bible can be subject to different interpretations by different scholars. But let me read it again. I mean, am I right to be jealous? It's in the Bible. Or do you think, okay, the 4th chapter of James, the 5th verse, or do you think, quote, or do you think Scripture says without reason that the Spirit he caused to live in us envies intensely? Wow, does that beg for interpretation? Actually, I think it cited Proverbs. 6 Proverbs 3:34. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. Now, I should be generous with these preachers. Give them money, take care of their needs, pray for them. It's very hard for me to do that. They all seem so successful compared to me. What have I got going for me? I went to Harvard Divinity School. Yeah. Lots of atheist agnostics were there when I was there. I mean, it's just a degree. It doesn't mean anything in terms of the depth of your faith. Trusting Christ's death on a cross. That's the centrality that gets you to heaven. Christ's death on a cross and his resurrection. Remember that. It's the only important sentence I've said today. Christ's death on a cross and his resurrection, which we celebrate at Easter. I know some of you don't think very much about Jesus except at Easter. I'm trying to talk at your level. Jesus, help us to remember how little we know and how erroneous we can be. But I'm jealous.